When you're in the midst of 5 losses in 6 games, you look for any positives to build on. And for the Bucs, that glimmer of hope is the offense. Unfortunately, the red zone is still Tampa Bay's kryptonite. The team 2 years ago that went 9-9 in the Big East that won 20 games at the time, which was phenomenal, they were only Dominique Jones. They could only go as far as he could take them. This year's team, they've only had the same leading scorer in back-to-back games once. Big East expansion is an understatement. Cross-country explosion is more accurate. With the addition of Boise State and San Diego State as football-only members, that is a clear indication that the Big East is no longer a basketball-dominant conference. But there were some areas of concern. The second-team offense was very sloppy. Josh Johnson mishandled several snaps, and running back Derek Ward credited with 2 fumbles. So that's an area to look for some improvement when the Bucs return home next Saturday against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bill Sheridan one, I'm still a little iffy. He was fired after just 1 season as the Giants defensive coordinator in 2009. They gave up 427 points that year, second most in franchise history. That's not a good thing for a young defense, especially a Bucs defense that gave up almost 500 points this past season. So after 4 weeks of this season, the Bucs were actually tied atop the NFC South. You remember that? I remember that. It seems like eons ago. They were 3-1. Well, you fast forward 8 games and this team has spiraled to last place. Armwood takes the field at 1 o'clock tomorrow against Miami Central, then Plant in the primetime finale in the 8A championship game against Miramar. And for Plant, this is their 5th trip to the state title game in 6 years. All right, after you get your Black Friday deals, check out USF and Louisville at 11 a.m. Bulls have just 1 Big East win, and now quarterback B.J. Daniels has a banged-up shoulder. At 5-5, it's now just a battle to reach bowl eligibility. And then on the flip side, you've got Mario Manningham, who channels his inner David Tyree from 4 years ago, makes just as good of a catch, not as dramatic because he doesn't pin it on top of his head, but got them down in position to punch in that last winning touchdown. And Eli Manning, now 2 Super Bowls to Peyton Manning's 1. So Eli's certainly the better Manning. Hey Keith, for all of the good that has come from the Buccaneers' 6-3 start, Mike Williams is now the 2nd player arrested in the past 4 weeks. Tight end Jeremy Stevens was picked up for marijuana possession and subsequently released from the team. It really is astounding how quickly this team has regressed during this 6-game losing streak. As you would hope, everyone accepts blame in the locker room, but the reality is jobs are on the line heading to the season's final quarter. Dave?
Juwan Coffey is ready for the new chapter in his life as a wide receiver at Becker College.
It's just an unexplainable feeling. Like it's a very big accomplishment for me.
Signing with the Division III school, Juwan unexpectedly revealed his story.
It kind of hit me like wow, this is a moment I'm about to sign my contract to go to college, and you know, everything just came out. One of the worst memories I have is me and my mom, my brother and sister sleeping on the bridge one night and just not having nowhere to go. It's like, as a kid, some people don't know how that feels.
Juwan was just 5 or 6 years old then. The kids eventually were taken away from their mom. Ella Coffey was in college when she intervened for her nephew.
It wasn't a question of ever doing it. It was, tell me when.
She means the world to me. Like, my aunt is pretty much all I got.
Juwan is a very special kid because he has recognized the situation he was born into, but realizes that there's a big world out there.
Football has kept Juwan connected to his mom, dad, sister, and grandmother. In the past 8 years, all 4 have died.
So I just know, my mom, my dad, and my sister, even my other grandma that passed away, I know they're looking down on me, they're protecting me, and they're watching me every game, and so I play through them.
And Juwan plays for his aunt, who is his guiding light.
My life would have, been, I really think, empty without Juwan. And he's filled a void in my life, and I've filled a void and a need in his life.
She's been a woman that's consistently been in my life, never left, never walked out on me, never gave up on me. And I'll do anything for her because I know she'll do anything for me.
In Tampa, Travis Bell, 10 News.
Welcome back. Lightning General Manager Steve Yzerman knows the organization needs to rebuild the minor league system. He will have 2 more draft picks to work with after trading defenseman Pavel Kubina to Philadelphia. Lightning get a 2nd rounder this year, 4th rounder in 2013, and minor leaguer John Kalinske. Lightning hosting the Capitals over at the Forum, going for back-to-back home wins, and it was a strong start. Teddy Purcell just put the shot on net, and Tom Pyatt there for the rebound. Hammers it home, his 6th of the year. Now, Steven Stamkos, he's having a phenomenal season with the steal, and you don't wish this on any goalie. Stammer with the breakaway. Check out the move. His 40th, 3rd straight 40-goal season for Stamkos. It was 2-0 Lightning, but great passing here for the Caps. Brooks Laich, the recipient. No chance for Matthew Garone. Washington cuts the deficit in half, but Garone was strong in net. 23 saves, and the Lightning get a much-needed 2 points, 2-1 the final. USF basketball with the day off, but a huge 2-game road trip starts Sunday at Pitt, then off to Syracuse. We'll learn a lot about this Bulls team as they go for a school record 10th Big East win. The road will be the deciding factor whether USF makes the NCAA tournament for the first time in 20 years. Florida just needed to apparently get away from Gainesville to find their winning way. Trip to Arkansas turned into an early rout. Irving Walker, the step-back 3 from deep. Bradley Beal likes the idea so much, the freshman bombs from way out. Florida led by 26 points at halftime. Patrick Young only had 4 points, but these two looked really good. Throwing it down, big man. And for good measure, Walker adds a late deep 3. That gives him a game-high 31. Florida beats Arkansas easily, 98-68. FSU visiting NC State. And as usual, the Noles win with defense. Forced the turnover. Great passing in transition. Ian Miller with the easy layup, and it was a big day all around for Miller. Just before the half, Luke Laux, the Clearwater kid, drops it back to Miller, and he nails the 3. Team high 17 for Miller. FSU led by 11 at the break. Here's the highlight of the day. Oh, Laux alley-oop to Akara White, the Clearwater duo. They know each other so well. Noles cruise 76-62, and check it out. Former NC State stars Chris Corciani and Tom Gugliotta were ejected for talking smack behind the bench. That's right. That sums up the Wolfpack day. The NFL Combine starts this week in Indianapolis. It's the showcase for football talent, so players prepare between 6 and 8 weeks for their televised job audition. Quarterback is the feature position, and 3 of the marquee names are training down at IMG in Bradenton. It's a vision that football director Chris Weinke set in motion less than 2 years ago.
Through that, go ahead and go click.
None of us have a crystal ball, and you don't know what to expect, and a little bit surprised on the success we've had as early as we've had.
Chris Weinke spends 8 to 10 hours a day on the football field at IMG, sharing his Heisman-winning knowledge of the quarterback position.
It's been a lot of fun. Can be tiresome at times, can be exhausting, but getting an opportunity to work with young kids all the way through NFL guys is a dream come true.
Weinke teaches the intricacies of football's most important position. 3 high-profile quarterbacks: Michigan State's Kirk Cousins, Texas A&M's Ryan Tannehill, and Russell Wilson, who played at North Carolina State and Wisconsin, all came to cozy Bradenton to work with Weinke, a 7-year NFL veteran.
Coach Weinke's got me doing a lot of different drills and a lot of different things, and it's fine-tuning my game, and I love it. You know, I love coming out here and competing every single day and just growing.
We're not trying to stand up and lock it out and change the release point.
Coach Weinke's so good about just cleaning up our mechanics and helping us to be smooth and take any hitches out of our delivery and stuff like that. So, you know, he's just so good about seeing things and then telling us how to correct it, and the ball's coming out good now.
Weinke says the only thing suffering is his golf game, but that's the sacrifice it takes to be a quarterback savant.
There are days where I'm on the field at 8 and don't get off the field till 6, but that's what I signed up for. I love teaching guys the quarterback position, and I'm simply on a daily basis going over little things with them. My whole philosophy is not to overhaul any quarterback. It's to simply make minor tweaks to maximize their potential, and each guy is a little bit different. I was built to be a football coach, and it's a great opportunity for me. But again, it's really about helping these guys and creating an opportunity for these guys to have success.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the Tampa Bay Storm opened training camp with 3 new ones joining Matt Grothe. In all, 24 of the 35 players are new for Dave Ewert's second season as head coach. The Storm hope to return to the playoffs after missing them last year, and overall, not a bad first day.
You know, we weren't bad. We're out there running around. You know, it's all new to them, so there's a lot of bright-eyed, bushy tails. Had a few busts, but we got a lot to work on.
The new guys are looking great. They're fast, explosive, aggressive. I mean, everything we're looking for in a new Storm player. So I'm excited for this next season.
Congratulations to Brandon Wrestling. They take home their 23rd team state championship. It was also a special night for Rossi Bruno and Clark Glass. The close friends share the honor as the first ever 5-time individual state champs. That's impressive. Boys soccer finals, Land O'Lakes facing Super Sports Power American Heritage Plantation for the 3A state title up at USF. Gators tied at 1 in the 10th minute. Adam Weinstock with the header off the header scores for Land O'Lakes, just his second goal of the season, so of course he's very happy. The second half, though, was not good. Luis Betancourt nets his second goal of the game. 3-1 the final and the 5th state title for American Heritage Plantation. And finally, Seminole in their 5th title game, looking for their first championship since 2003, facing Fleming Island. Good start for the Warhawks. Check it out off the free kick. Tariq Salkchik scores in the 36th minute. That was, about all they had for Seminole. Fleming Island, though, would rally with 2 goals after the 70th minute, including this crazy one that just bounces off defenders and crossbars and everything. Seminole loses in double overtime 2-1. We'll be back with more 10 News after this break.